Угу. Ну давай. А, слушай, я сейчас вспомнил.
Unit
Окей.
lost.
Вспомнил.
Our base is under attack. Building.
Вспомнил?
Угу. Ну, только начало.
Construction complete.
Да, я
New
рубил.
construction options.
Блин.
Building. On hold.
Ее обновили так?
Cancel.
Да,
Building.
да, это ремастер, видишь. Какой-то.
Training. Reinforcements have arrived. Unit
Awaiting
ready.
orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Training.
Да, вот слушай, вот это вот,
Yes, sir.
что я
Affirmative.
тебе говорил.
Training.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Польская, да,
ready.
тема вот эта.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. At once. Very well.
Не на
At
этом
once. Agreed.
аккаунте.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Agreed. Yes, sir. Reporting. Very well.
А, у меня
Report
вот,
agreed.
Very
Reinforcements
well.
have
Affirmative.
arrived.
Yes, sir.
Вот там
Affirmative.
тоже принцип
At
такой,
once.
тоже создаешь
Construction complete.
вот так же отряды,
Cannot deploy here.
то есть упор на
Yes, sir.
боевые
Affirmative.
действия, а не
Affirmative.
на
Agreed.
значит,
Agreed.
стратегии.
Agreed. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative.
Мгм.
Yes, sir.
Есть
Affirmative.
стратегии, где
Once.
упор там, знаешь,
Affirmative.
на развитие,
Affirmative.
блин, там
Agreed.
надо очень.
Reinforcements
Тот же
have
Warcraft
arrived.
взять,
At
к
once.
примеру,
Affirmative.
да. Ну,
At
или
once.
StarCraft. Там упор
Yes, sir.
был на
Affirmative.
как бы это.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
А здесь больше
Yes,
на
sir.
это,
Affirmative.
как бы упрощена вся экономика.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Да, да.
Acknowledged.
Affirmative.
Affirmative. Agreed. At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Agreed. Ready and waiting. Very well. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Acknowledged. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Acknowledged. Agreed. Reporting. Very well. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Agreed.
Building.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. At once. Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative. Agreed. Agreed. At once.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. At once.
Unit lost.
At once. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Agreed. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. At once.
Silos
Reporting.
needed.
Affirmative. At once.
Silos needed.
Reporting. Affirmative. Very well. Of course.
Training.
Report. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Training.
Yes, sir. At once.
Unit
Of
ready.
course.
Training.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Very well. Agreed.
Training.
Affirmative. Agreed.
Unit ready.
Yes,
sir.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Agreed. At once. Acknowledged. Agreed. At once. Yes, sir. Very well. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative.
Construction complete.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Training. Unit ready. Training. New construction options. Unit ready. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Training.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Training.
Affirmative. Once. Reporting.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Once. Agreed.
Training.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Agreed. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
At once.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. At once. Yes, sir.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Very well. Awaiting orders. Yes, agreed. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Ready and waiting. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Very well. Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready. Building.
Affirmative. At once. Reporting. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative.
Building.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. At once. Acknowledged. Very well. Yes, sir. Reporting. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Unit ready.
Waiting on
Building.
affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative.
Training. Unit ready. Training. Building. Unit ready.
Waiting orders. Very well. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Very well. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. Very well. Reporting. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir.
Training. Unit lost. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Training.
Affirmative.
Construction options.
Awaiting orders.
Unit
At once.
ready. Training. Building. Unit ready. Training. Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Building.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders. Very well. Ready and waiting. Acknowledged. Of course.
Construction
Yes, sir.
complete.
At once.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost. Unit ready.
Report. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Affirmative. At once. Reporting. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Silos needed.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
User joined your channel.
Building.
Барсы, привет.
Construction complete.
Заходите, порубаем.
Building.
Бейсики?
Comrade. Acknowledged.
Привет.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Acknowledged.
Попозже будет.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Это сейчас Африка
Reporting. Affirmative.
мы сейчас тоже
Acknowledged.
станки
Reporting.
найдем все.
Вы
Админ
чё,
хуйня.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Нет.
Заходил вроде бы тоже.
Reporting.
Ну сейчас сигмачи подошли.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Тухич пришел.
Ага.
Affirmative.
Думали хотя бы 3 на 3 порубать.
Affirmative. Vehicle acknowledged. Affirmative.
Да, не, Вангор вообще не играет.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Он своими делами занят.
Comrade. Acknowledged.
Я
Yes, sir.
похож.
Acknowledged. Waiting orders. Yes, sir.
Сейчас особо нет возможности.
Lost.
Yes, sir.
Я
Affirmative.
понял, ладно, окей.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well. At once. Very well. Acknowledged. Vehicle report. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Awaiting acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Waiting orders.
lost.
Agreed. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Agreed.
Building. Building.
Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting at once.
Training. Unit lost. Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
At once.
Training.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready. Training.
Very well.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Unit ready. Training.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
Unit
At once.
ready.
Awaiting acknowledged.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete. Unit
Ready
lost.
and waiting. Very well.
Unit ready.
Of course.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Yes, sir. At once. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Training. The base is under attack.
Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Unit
Of
ready.
course.
Training.
Yes,
Unit ready. Training.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Agreed.
ready.
Affirmative.
Unit
Agreed. Very
ready.
well. Affirmative. Very well.
Training.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Training.
Very well.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Very well. Yes, sir.
Training. Unit lost. Unit
Yes, sir.
ready. Training. Unit
Ready
ready.
and wait once.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Reporting. Agreed. At once.
Building.
Пиздец, атака, блядь.
Reporting. Very well. Of course.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Awaiting
Building.
orders. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Our base is under attack.
Waiting order. Comrade, affirmative. Acknowledge.
Reporting. Affirmative. At once. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Да, видел игрушку Дюна?
Да.
Reconstruction.
обожаю.
Тоже
Yes,
флешка. Такая
Awaiting
Unit
orders.
ready.
Very well.
первая, по-моему, одна из
Reporting.
первых.
Affirmative.
Waiting order.
Такого типа.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Reporting.
График, кстати, похоже оттуда.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Похоже,
Report.
график.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Prepare.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Reporting. Reporting.
Unit lost.
At once. Yes, sir.
Unit
Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Acknowledge.
Unit prepared.
Affirmative. Of course. Yes, sir.
Lost.
At once. Yes, sir.
Waiting order. Comrade, acknowledge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At once.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
Awaiting orders. Of course. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Training.
Yes, sir. At once. Very well.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Training.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledge.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Training.
Once. Very well. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Training.
Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Agreed.
Training. Unit ready. Training.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Training. Unit ready.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Very well.
Unit ready. Training.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Agreed.
Training. Unit ready. Training. Unit ready. Training.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Agreed. Very well.
Reporting. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Building. Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. At once. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Agreed. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Very well. Agreed. At once.
Building. Building.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Comrade,
Awaiting orders. At once. Agreed. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Agreed. Agreed. Very well. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well.
Construction
once.
complete.
Reporting.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. At once. Ready and waiting.
Comrade, acknowledge.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting
Affirmative.
acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At
Very
once.
well.
Awaiting orders.
Unit
Very well.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Very
At
well.
once. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well. Agreed. Yes, sir. Very well.
Reconstruction options. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once.
Training. Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Когда у
Acknowledged.
тебя этот
Training.
есть рим,
Acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Что?
Unit ready.
Total Rim.
Yes, sir.
Training.
Affirmative.
Не, нету.
Insufficient
Так.
funds.
Affirmative.
Unit
Кстати,
Acknowledged.
играли, я тебе говорил, нет?
Training. Unit ready.
Совок, Ямор, Кроп.
А, вроде бы слышу.
Building.
Там
Building.
двое на двое, там можно трое
Yes,
на
sir.
трое.
Agreed. At once. Very well.
Прикольно.
Agreed. Affirmative. At once. Very well.
Может,
Affirmative.
пират.
Agreed.
Unit
Affirmative. Very
ready.
well. Agreed.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost. Construction
Reporting.
complete.
At once. Reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative.
No problem.
Unit
Acknowledged.
prepared.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. No problem. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Spy plane
Yes,
ready.
sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Какое время, Лангор?
Такое.
Ну, завтра.
Building.
Соберемся.
Любое. Продаю.
Unit lost.
No
Unit
problem.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative.
At once. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready.
Reporting.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Agreed.
Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Naval
Acknowledged.
unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Awaiting orders.
Affirmative. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Comrade. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Reporting. Very well. Vehicle acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Reporting. Very well. Affirmative. Ready and affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir.
Lost.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Awaiting order. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Agreed. Acknowledged. Very well.
Preparing. Naval unit lost. Training. Unit
Reporting
ready.
acknowledged.
Naval
Yes, sir.
unit
Affirmative.
lost. Training. Unit
Awaiting
ready.
orders.
Naval unit lost. Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Unit lost. Unit
Ready and
prepared.
waiting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Insufficient
Very well.
funds.
Agreed. Very
Unit
well.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Very well. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Very well. Affirmative.
Waiting
Affirmative.
order.
Unit
Comrade.
ready. Building.
Affirmative. Waiting order. Affirmative.
Repairing.
Awaiting orders.
Insufficient
Affirmative.
funds.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Naval unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well. Agreed. Very well.
Training.
Ресурсы не успеваю добывать,
Unit
короче.
ready.
Ресурсов не
Unit
хватает.
Waiting
ready.
order. Acknowledged.
Training. Preparing. Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Insufficient funds.
Acknowledged.
Waiting order.
Acknowledged. At once.
Comrade. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Unit ready. Unit ready. Training. Preparing.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Unit
Affirmative.
prepared.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Very well.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Reporting.
Yes, sir. Vehicle reporting. Vehicle reporting.
Building.
Тут надо больше этих грузовиков, которые качают рейсы. Не хватает.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Reporting. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Awaiting orders.
Unit ready. Building. Training.
Reporting.
Unit ready. Training.
Affirmative.
Unit prepared.
Reporting. Very well.
Unit ready.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Training.
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Training. Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. At once. Yes, sir. Very well.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. At once. Acknowledged. Reporting. Acknowledged. Agreed. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost. Unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Very well.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Awaiting affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Waiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Naval unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Comrade. Acknowledged.
Naval unit
Acknowledged.
lost. Naval unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Reporting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reporting. Agreed. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Agreed. Yes, sir. Very well.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Building. Unit ready. Building. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reporting. At once. Reporting. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Building.
Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. 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 Reporting. Very well.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready. Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Very well. Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Comrade,
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
waiting order. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. 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 Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Vehicle report. Affirmative. Report affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Report. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Preparing.
Affirmative.
Ready and wait. Yes, sir.
Unit preparing.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Comrade. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Waiting affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. At once. Very well. Affirmative.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. 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 Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Report acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Vehicle report.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Silos needed.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Comrade. Acknowledged.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Very well. Affirmative.
Unit lost. Silos.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Very well.
Unit lost.
Agreed. Yes, sir.
Silos needed.
Yes, sir.
Report. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. At once. Ready and affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Silos needed.
Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Reporting. At once. Affirmative. Affirmative. At once.
Unit
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Silos
Affirmative.
needed.
Yes, sir. Agreed.
Reporting.
Awaiting
Silence.
orders. Vehicle report. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Comrade, acknowledged. Waiting order. Affirmative.
Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Та вот приближается.
Acknowledged.
Silence
Acknowledged.
needed.
Захват.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Там
Yes,
база,
sir.
да,
Acknowledged.
уже где-то.
Vehicle report. Acknowledged.
Зараз нашу базу.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Silence needed.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Acknowledged. Agreed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
А тут двойным нажатием можно все
Silence
типа этого?
needed.
Comrade,
Да, можно.
Reporting. Reporting. Yes, sir. Reporting.
Ага. Уже было сделано.
affirmative.
Yes, sir. Of course. At once.
Comrade, affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Silence needed.
Yes,
Unit
sir.
lost.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Awaiting
Orders.
orders.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Very well.
Silence
Of course. Yes, sir.
needed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir.
Silence
Affirmative.
needed.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledged. 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 Yes, sir. Very well. Affirmative.
Silence
Acknowledged.
needed.
Very well. Affirmative.
Training. Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. At once.
Unit ready.
Agreed.
Training.
Very well.
Unit ready.
Awaiting
Training.
orders. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training.
Reporting at once.
Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Very well. Of course.
Training.
At once. Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training.
Awaiting
Unit
orders.
lost.
Affirmative.
Unit
Very well.
ready.
Affirmative.
Training.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Agreed. Affirmative. Agreed. At once. Acknowledged. Very well.
Silos needed. Silos needed.
Awaiting orders. Very well. Affirmative.
Training. Unit ready. Training.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Reporting.
ready.
Affirmative. At once.
Training.
Affirmative.
Unit ready. Training.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Training. Unit ready. Training.
Yes, sir.
Silos needed.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir.
Training.
Report acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Waiting order.
Silos needed.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Report affirmative. Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Of course. Very well. Awaiting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Report
lost.
acknowledged. Very well. At once. At once.
Silence
Affirmative.
needed.
Yes, sir.
Comrade, acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Agreed.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Agreed. Very well.
Silos needed.
Awaiting
Reporting.
orders. Very well.
Waiting order.
Silos
Affirmative.
needed. Unit lost.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Report affirmative. Agreed.
Silos needed.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting affirmative. Very well. Vehicle report acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Silos
Affirmative.
needed.
Comrade, affirmative. Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Silence
Acknowledged.
needed.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Silos
Acknowledged.
needed.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting order at once. Very well. Acknowledged at once. Of course.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Report affirmative. Affirmative.
Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit
Waiting
lost.
orders. Affirmative. Reporting orders. One course. Reporting. Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Silos needed. Building.
Yes, sir. Very well.
Silos needed.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Comrade. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Comrade. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Course.
ready.
Awaiting orders. Very well.
Где-то еще остался враг. Вот на
Yes,
киде.
sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Короче, всех врагов убивать.
Affirmative.
Ready and waiting. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. At once. Very well. Affirmative. At once. Very well. Agreed.
Training. Unit
Ready
ready.
and waiting. At once. Very well. At once. Affirmative. Very
Unit
well.
ready. Training.
Ready and waiting. At once.
Unit ready.
Reporting.
Training.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Training. Unit ready. Training.
Awaiting orders.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready. Training.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Ready and waiting.
Training.
At once. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Agreed. At once. Affirmative.
Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Reporting.
Unit ready.
At once. Affirmative.
Building.
At once. Very well. Agreed. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Affirmative. At once. Agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
At once. Agreed.
Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Awaiting orders. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Agreed. Affirmative. Report. Agreed. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Waiting at orders. Once. Agreed. Reporting. At once. Agreed. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Preparing.
Affirmative.
Building.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit repaired.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged.
Building. Unit lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Похоже, последний враг.
Report. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Waiting
Unit
order.
ready.
Acknowledged.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Waiting
Affirmative.
order.
Report. Affirmative.
Comrade. Acknowledged.
Видимо, нет.
Vehicle reporting. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Repairing.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Это что за херь?
Yes, sir.
Разведывать?
Affirmative.
Это транспортник, типа, да.
Yes, sir.
Вот для разведки.
Affirmative.
используют.
Vehicle reporting.
Перекидывают.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Unit
со стороны
repaired.
Acknowledge.
всего.
Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. 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 Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit
Acknowledged.
ready. Building.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Vehicle report. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Еще и гражданских, что ли, убить надо? Вот этих надо убить, короче. Истребляем
Yes,
гражданских.
sir. Affirmative. Agreed. At
Yes.
once. Affirmative. Of course.
Геноцид.
Ага.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
А, вот еще, да. Кстати,
Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Very well.
можно самолетами
Awaiting
расстрелять.
orders. Acknowledged.
А, вот же база в центре. Вот
Acknowledged.
это я забыл.
Comrade, affirmative, affirmative.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative. At once. Agreed.
Yes, sir, affirmative. Acknowledged. Waiting order. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Agreed. Reporting. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir, acknowledged. Affirmative.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Ready and waiting. Affirmative. At once. Affirmative. Agreed. Ready and waiting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. At once. Affirmative. Very well. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very well. Very well. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, acknowledged.
Waiting order. Affirmative. Affirmative. Reporting. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, acknowledged. Yes, sir, acknowledged.
Reporting. Very well. Affirmative.
Comrade, acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Awaiting
Naval
orders.
unit lost.
Ready and waiting. Very well.
Опа, ага, вот на севере.
Waiting order. Affirmative.
Сотки.
Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Building.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Reporting. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Naval unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Naval unit lost.
Waiting order.
Пак, сука, кораблей.
Unit ready.
Reporting.
Building.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Waiting order. Acknowledged.
Unit ready. Building.
Affirmative.
Naval unit lost.
Affirmative.
Unit
Yes,
ready.
sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Building.
Reporting. Vehicle report. Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
Awaiting orders.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Vehicle report. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Reporting. Acknowledged.
Building.
Reporting. Acknowledged.
Reporting. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Vehicle affirmative. Yes,
Unit
sir.
ready.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Awaiting orders. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Reporting.
Naval unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Reporting.
Naval
Affirmative.
unit lost. Building.
Reporting.
Naval unit lost.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Insufficient
Waiting
funds.
order.
Unit
Affirmative.
ready.
Waiting
Building.
order. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Buddy joined your channel.
Привет, Сал.
Acknowledged. Comrade, Affirmative.
Давай в танчике. Я уже
Направлен.
часа 3 играю.
Acknowledged.
Да. Сегодня. Ну, уже и завтрашний. Не, сегодня.
Affirmative.
Завтра до 2 часов.
Направлен. Affirmative.
Naval unit
Comrade.
lost.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Yes, sir.
Naval unit
Affirmative.
lost.
Направлен.
Naval unit
Acknowledged.
lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Comrade. Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative. Affirmative. Affirmative.
Кто не знает, что я его веду уже 3 километра и еще к
Mission
смерти своей.
accomplished.
Выполнил. Всех врагов нужно просто разменять. Заставочка. Я это смотрю.
Там тут Red Alarm играет, или как он называется?
Red Alert.
На мотоциклах там, короче, все.
Бомбардировка чисто. Что, как тебе понравилось?
Нормально, да, я так мельками смотрел. Просто вспомнил игру.